Alright, hey everybody. So this is going to be your first video lesson, and I can't get the shadow of this, of the camera off. But what I want to explain to you is that since you're doing video notes, you want to write down everything as if I was there teaching you. So it's really going to be no different, except I'm not there in person. But we're going to work on more simplifying square roots today, and then also with variables. So for example 1, I don't remember what example number we stopped on yesterday, so I'm just going to start over. But we talked about how when we have something like the square root of 20, that we know that 20 is not a perfect square. So what we want to do is see if we can break it down into factors where one of them is perfect. So if you think about factors of 20, 2 and 10, but neither one of those are perfect. So we would want to choose 4 times 5. So then the square root of 4 we can replace with a 2. And the square root of 5 is not perfect and can't be broken down anymore. So that is the simplified version of the square root of 20. All right. Another one, let's say you have the square root of, actually let's put 3 times the square root of 75. I think we did something like that yesterday. So we want to break 75, since it's not perfect, into factors where one of them is a perfect square. The only thing that's different is that we already have a 3 outside. So this is just multiplication. Anytime we have a number written next to whether it's a variable or square root, it always means to multiply. So I'm going to break 75 into 25 times 3. So next, I still have that 3 out there. I'm going to rewrite that as a 5, and then the square root of 3 can't be broken down anymore. So now if I simplify that, I will get 15 times the square root of 3. So square roots is all multiplication. That's all that's involved with this. All right, next up, let's say that we had the square root of m to the 5th. All right, so we're going to throw some variables in there. The deal here is that the way variables work is we can take the square root of something when we have something that has been squared. So I'm going to break this into m to the 4th times m to the 1st. All right, now the reason why I'm doing that, you can zoom in a little bit, is that I need to take, whenever we have variables, we take them out in pairs. So if I have m to the 4th, that means that I have 2 pairs. So the square root of m to the 4th is going to be m squared because I have 2 groups of m's. And then this one is going to stay left inside because there's only 1. I need pairs in order to take variables out. So that is the simplified version of this. All right, another one with variables. Let's say we had the square root of a to the 6th and b to the 3rd. All right, so if I look at this, a to the 6th, I can break that into 3 pairs. So I know that the square root of a to the 6th is going to be a to the 3rd. Then I look at b to the 3rd, and from that I can make 1 pair. So I can only get 1 pair of b's, and I'm going to be left with a b inside the square root. So that is the simplified form of for number 4. All right, now to throw in numbers also. Let's say we had the square root of 27 x to the 4th y to the 7th. Okay, I'm going to break this apart into the square root of 27 and the square root of x to the 4th y to the 7th. Now, the reason why I did that is because I have to simplify the square root of 27, how we learned yesterday, and then I'm going to do the variables separately. So I can break this into the square root of 9 times the square root of 3. I know the square root of 9 is 3, so I have 3 square root of 3 for the simplified version of 27. Now I'm going to go over here and work on the variables. I can only take variables out in pairs. So if I have x to the 4th, I know that I have 2 pairs of x's, and there are no x's left over. So now I go to y to the 7th, and if I have 7 of them, I can take out 3 pairs, but I will have 1 y left over inside. So then, if I multiply all this together, because all of this is multiplication, I ran out of space, so I'm going to put my answer over here. Outside of the square root, I ended up with 3x squared y cubed. And inside the square root, I'm left with 3y. So that is my simplified answer. All right, with videos, you're welcome to rewatch it. If you need to go back and work through an example again, you can do that. If you need to pause the video, you can do that. So videos are a great way for me to do instruction when I'm not there, but even when I am there too, it would work really well. So take advantage of the video. When you feel like you're good with it, then go ahead and pick up today's assignment.